So what's going on this year is I'm gonna be taking my Nissan van and driving across the country all year long with 2 RMZ Suzuki 450s and 2 Suzuki GSXR 1000s and hitting up as many AMA Pro flat track races as I can and all the MotoAmerica road races.
It's actually pretty nice swapping back and forth because, you know, you don't get too focused on one, you don't get too caught up on one, and it kind of keeps you on your toes. It kind of like sharpens your mind a little bit. That's how I feel. So, and you know, one's good training for the other, and the other's is vice versa. And you know, so it's always nice to just kind of mix things up. It was good. You know, the first day was actually really solid. Started off really well. The track was super rough, which I kind of like it like that. But you know, went out in qualifying and ended up pole position, which was sweet. You know, the rest of the night was really good. I ended up making a few mistakes in the main event that night and fell back pretty far, but I ended up clawing my way back to third and got the podium. So I was super pumped on that.
Oh, it was awesome. The track was rough, but you know, we made it work. It's always good to get out here and get a little dirty.
Woke up early this morning.
So we went to Daytona, and I left straight from Daytona to California, where the GSXR 1000s were getting built by Tack Performance, and the bikes didn't get done until 3 a.m. The guys are waking me up. They're like, Hayden, get up. Gotta pick the bikes up. I was like, all right. So I get up, load the bikes up, and then from there I drove from 3:30 a.m. all the way to 5 o'clock a.m. today. Straight through, no sleep. And once I got here, unloaded the bikes. Man, it's been a long 2 days, that's for sure. This morning I was a little nervous because I got here so late. Everybody else had already moved in, and you know, we still didn't have a fully ready to go on track bike. So I was nervous, but I had faith in Rick Matheny and John Hayden because you know they're really good guys and they know what's going on the bikes. And I went out, and you know, after the first lap, I was just blown away by the power, the torque that it has coming out of the corners. Just instantly goes up, does a wheelie. I'm just so pumped that I was able to get on it, and we just gotta figure out what we need to do to go faster. So I guess from here I'm gonna go to California, get these bikes fine-tuned, get them running tip-top 100%, and then head back to Kentucky, get some bodywork painted, finish up the trailer, and then right back here. Whenever I got here this morning, I could hear, or I stopped at the gas station outside of the track to get some ice, and I got out of the van and instantly I heard the Moto3 bikes going around. They got that deep 4-stroke noise, and man, I was just like, yeah, it's time to go ride. Showing up and racing against the guys in the big rigs and everything, you know, it's tough, and like you always like aspire to be there. But the cool thing about showing up in a van and just with a couple of bikes and an easy up is that time whenever you do beat those guys, you know, everybody's like, oh, okay, all right, this guy's for real. It makes it worth it.
There are no white vans in the MotoGP paddock, but you can be sure that almost every World Championship rider started in a small van going to local tracks. He's going from round to round, test to test, and I don't think people realize how much of racing is actually just life in a van.
Yesterday wasn't the greatest day for us, but we made a bunch of changes last night. This morning we went out, and granted it was only for 20 minutes and the track was really cold, but I felt like I actually had a little confidence with the front end. We still got some work to do, obviously, but we got a couple blisters, holding on way too tight, but you know, we'll see how it goes.
Hayden is a super intelligent guy. He knows how to ride, but he also knows how to communicate with me. We have a bond. I like Hayden because we get along, but one thing you can count on Hayden to do is, no matter what, the bike's not right, the conditions aren't right, Hayden's always going to ride the wheels off it. You can count on it.
It was nice to be able to get home for, even though it was just a day, it was nice to get back and sleep in my own bed. And then, you know, we packed it up. Me and JD caravanned it down here. I had my van and my trailer. This is one of my favorite tracks. It's a hard track. I never thought it was as hard as it is, but you know, because it's got a bunch of ups and downs. And 1000, it's a beast. You know, I'm tired. First section of the track is called the S's, and all it is just boom, 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 boom. Final race was good. We were able to still do my fastest lap of the weekend. Like first race I ended 8th overall, 5th in class. Second race I ended up 5th in class, 9th overall. Atlanta's never been my greatest track. You know, to come here and finish like we did is really good. That shows where we are with the bike and where we are as a team. But New Jersey, that's always been a really, really good track for me. So that'll kind of be the first spot for us where we can really, really show like what we have.
We're in Philadelphia. Me and John are a little lost. So
We're not lost.
we're turned around going the wrong way. What you doing over there, John? That's word searching?
Word seeks.
Word seeks. Oh yeah.
Yeah, you bought it, and I'm doing it.
What's up? Day before New Jersey. Day before we move in, me and John are in the van. You know, got a little movie time going on. Sunday today, pouring rain, monsooning all day. Our pits is just one big water hole. Suits wet, boots are wet, helmet's wet, I'm wet. I got off the line in 4th, right behind Cameron Bovier, Josh Hayes, and Roger Hayden. And, you know, somehow I was able to stay there. So about 4 laps to go, got passed for first place in Superstock, and you know that bumped me to 2nd in Superstock, 4th overall, and you know I was able to bring it home right there. And man, it's so awesome. I'm so happy to finally get up to where we should be. Let's get ready for VIR, man. I cannot wait. So this weekend started off, I made the journey this time alone. John wasn't able to make it with me. The weather's been really nice most of the time, and it's a little different from New Jersey because it was actually warm. First session in the morning, it was raining, so we decided not to go out. In the afternoon session, it was dry, and you know it started heating up, so the track was going to be really good. And I went out and second lap, hit the inside curbing, and took her down with me. You know, we missed some valuable time for setup and stuff, and I crashed in a brand new suit. We had just got the colors right on it. You know, race 2, we made a lot of changes. I got another really good start. I actually beat Josh Hayes in turn 1. Obviously, he beat me out of it, but I beat him into it. I think I was doing mid 26s at the beginning, and then David Anthony came by, and then this little piece on the side of the bike kind of flew off, and that threw me off. And I was just like, you know what? Screw it. I've already crashed twice this weekend. What's one more gonna hurt? So I just put my head down and went as fast as I possibly could, and I was able to catch back up to Dave and make the pass on him going into the last lap. You know, we ended up again with the 8th position overall and 4th place in Superstock. So, you know, we're just gotta look forward to the next race in MotoAmerica. It's gonna be a tough one. You know, hopefully, old girl here can treat me well. Had to go to the bathroom, pulled off on this dirt road, gravel road, whatever. Kind of on a time crunch, got to get to the next place, AKA my house. John, you ready? Let's do it. Yeah, Super Pole 1, it went really good. It was raining, and I was able to squeak by and get second place to push me into Super Pole 2, and then Super Bowl 2, I made a mistake. We threw on a new tire. It just wasn't quite up to temperature, and whenever I went my out lap, I just leaned over a little bit too far, I think, and all of a sudden the back end came around and spit me off, and so that hurt a little bit, and but it was cool because I actually got to talk to a few fans and stuff and gave my gloves away that I didn't need anymore. But it was frustrating because the last couple weekends I've had crashes, and I hate making the team have to do that extra work to get the bike back into racing shape, and it sucks having to spend extra money because of parts that you break. Saturday was a frustrating day for me. Race 2 was really good. I got another awesome start. That Suzuki GSX-R 1000 gets off the line really, really good. And this time I wasn't cautious. I went for it. And I think I came out of turn 1 in 6th or 7th position from 12th. I made a couple mistakes from just overriding. I was just trying to stick with the group because it was a huge group, and at this track, you have 3 massive straightaways, and if you lose the draft, you're kind of screwed. I ran 6th place, 2nd in Superstock for about 4 laps, and then Claudio Corti blew by me on the front straight, and I couldn't hold on. But it was still good. We ended up 7th overall, 3rd place in Superstock on the box. And since the beginning of the season, that's been the main goal, is just to get on the box. So it was really good to get on the podium in the dry to show people that, we can do that, and that I've got the speed on track. Forward to this weekend because this is one of my favorite tracks here in Barber, and this is a good track for this bad girl right here. So. Race 2 went really good. I ended up 11th, like 6th or 7th in class. So it's not where I want to be, but I'm getting closer. With the heat like it was today, and not having any traction control, it was kind of hard because the guys with traction control were able to be on the gas while they were leaned over and get really good drives out of the corners. I was able to put in consistent lap times. Towards the end of the race, that little bit was just enough to keep me from getting up there.
Went out for free practice 2 and made a couple changes in the front. Mostly went out soft front tire, and going pretty good. We dropped 0.6 of a second in the first 5 minutes of being on track, and then front tire just folded under in one of the corners and lost the front. Fun. Bike's pretty beat up. My finger's a little sore, but it's a finger. I have more of those. By the time we actually got the bike feeling good underneath me, by the time I got confident with it, that was at the end of race 1.
And when you're running your own team with your own money, I think it makes you think about it more. So then he's like, doesn't want to make the team have to work that hard. So it takes him a little while longer to get going again.
Looking forward to Laguna. It should be a good track for us, but I've said that about pretty much every other racetrack this year. So we'll see how it goes. I'm looking forward to it. I love it at Laguna, and obviously being with the World Superbikes is going to be a really good time. So yeah, let's get it. There's a lot about this place that's special. It's Laguna Seca. It's the big one in America, other than Austin, obviously. But it's incredible coming here. You have the corkscrew where you drop 8 stories within 3 corners. It's insane. This place has everything. It has ups, downs, blind corners, tight corners, fast corners. It's an amazing place, and you know, I'm just looking forward to getting out there and having some fun with these guys. What are you guys up to?
Bleeding brakes.
Bleeding brakes? Bleeding brakes? I prefer no brakes, guys. You know that. Come on.
Change
Anything?
compression valving, change the springs, trying to get the front end so we're more comfortable with it so we don't have any chatter.
Okay.
We'll go through practice today and put a soft tire on, and hopefully we'll be in the top 10.
Just blur my face.
He doesn't like the camera. Overall, it was a good weekend, a lot better than Utah. And the second race, we had a really good battle with another Suzuki rider, Jake Lewis, who's also another Kentucky rider, who also lives in Owensboro. So it was a really good time, and there was a lot of work getting put into the bike. And you know, I gotta give credit to Rick and John, my brother, frankly, who decided to come out this weekend, and all the K-Tech guys. I'm looking forward to New Jersey. Having a little time off, going and doing some dirt track and some motocross. Made by myself this time, and you know, all I had was dirt trackers and some tools, and you know, it was a good little drive. And you know, coming out here, I didn't have a whole lot of expectations for myself, and so I was just kind of having some fun out here. I just wanted to come out here, do some riding, and you know, check out Sturgis for the first time.
It loops the chain, though, because it's all these links in the chain. You don't want them to be unlooped, because then it starts breaking and stuff, and you know, it hurt the sprocket. Man, you always gotta lube her up.
On this half-mile stock bike, just wasn't cutting it. I wasn't able to keep up with the guys in front of me, and you know, lost touch. But I was just back there cruising around, having a good time, just happy to be in the main. It was fun. I had a good time, and you know, my buddy Ryan Wells won it. Kobe Carlisle just wasn't able to get that podium spot, but it was a fun time. And
we're in Peoria, Illinois, doing some flat tracking. Good times. Gonna do some jumping. And we'll actually turn right today.
Peoria TT. I've been trying to win this for a couple years now. Actually, I've just been trying to win a national race for a couple of years now, so it's so awesome coming out here and seeing everybody on the hillside. They got a lot of rain the other day and made the track really soft, so they tore it up, packed it in, tore it up, packed it in, trying to get it to dry up, and you know, it was just a little soft. So in all the corners there were breaking bumps, there were ruts, and then coming on the straightaway, all of a sudden it dry up. You know, somehow we were able to do it. You know, the first couple laps of the main, running second place behind Jesse Janish. And, he made a little mistake coming out of the last corner right here, slipped up just a hair, and you know, it was just enough for me to get right on him again. Got the whole shot, and then, you know, a couple laps to go there, Andrew Lucas started coming around the outside of me going into turn one, and then finally last lap he went for it, gave it all, and you know, he was able to make the pass stick before we got to the jump, and you know, going over the jump I closed in on him a little bit, and then through the right-hander he slowed up quite a bit, and that's where I was strong all day, and I knew that was my last chance to go for the pass, so I stuck it in there. It was tight. You know, definitely thought I was going down. Got in there, swapping out. Somehow I was able to stick it. I was going down the front straightaway, swerving, just trying to keep him behind me at all costs, and I was able to come across the finish line with the win. But, I just got to thank Suzuki, Cycle World, Yoshimura. Those guys have given me this bike, and it's awesome to finally get a win for everybody. So no, it was a hard-fought race, that's for sure. So it's been a long time since I stood on top, and I just probably gonna let it sink in for the next couple hours, days, years. We're here at New Jersey Motorsports Park, and it's a little hotter than what we were expecting it to be. Sweating our butts off and everything. It's a fun little track, and I've been looking forward to this weekend. I mean, it's the last race of the season, and it's flown by. And in race 2, I got a lot better start. It was right behind the front guys. All of a sudden, my tires just were shot. The bike just stepped sideways and didn't hook back up, and I just slid right off the track. And it took me a little bit of time to get going again. I slowly caught the guys in front of me. Finally, on the last lap, I just kind of had to dive bomb them into turn 5, and I pretty much just stopped and pulled a little motocross move on him. I was able to keep him behind me, and again, I fought back up to 10th position. Finished the season 5th in Superstock and 9th in Superbike, so I had an awesome year, and it's by far been the most fun pro season I've had.
So, for a long night, a little rest in this chair. John, while I was driving, was on the cot back there sleeping. 13, 14-hour trip home from New Jersey is about to come to an end.